Wife got drunk and confessed she never loved me, just my money. So, I reminded her about the prenup she forgot she signed and told her to pack her bags. I never thought my life would turn into one of those wild Reddit stories, but here I am. My world turned upside down in one night, all because of a few too many drinks and a confession I was never supposed to hear. I, 38M, have been married to my wife, Jessica, 34F, for 5 years. When we first met, I was already financially well off, thanks to a business I started in my late 20s. I was cautious about relationships because, unfortunately, money attracts people for the wrong reasons. My parents, who had a nasty divorce due to financial disputes, always warned me to be careful. So, when I met Jessica, I took my time before committing. She seemed genuine. She had a decent job, was independent, and never acted overly interested in my wealth. That's what drew me to her. I wanted love, not someone who saw me as a walking ATM. But, just to be safe, my lawyer recommended a prenup before marriage. It was straightforward. If we ever divorced, she wouldn't be entitled to my pre-marriage assets, and any money earned during the marriage would be split fairly. Jessica barely glanced at it and signed it without hesitation. At the time, I took that as a sign that she was truly with me for love, not money. Turns out, I was wrong. Fast forward to last weekend. We were at a friend's housewarming party, and Jessica had a little too much to drink. I don't mind when she drinks, but she's a mean drunk, so I usually try to limit how much she has when we're out. That night, however, she went overboard. I was talking to some friends when I overheard her laughing loudly with a few other women in the corner of the room. I wasn't eavesdropping, but then I heard my name. Curious, I tuned in. Jessica was in full drunk mode, slurring and laughing as she said, "Oh, please, love. I never loved him. I love what he provides. The house, the vacations, the lifestyle. Why would I ever actually love a guy like him?" My stomach dropped. My mind went blank. I couldn't believe what I had just heard. The woman I had spent years loving, caring for, and building a life with was openly admitting that she never loved me, that she was just in it for the money. One of her friends nervously glanced in my direction and tried to shush her, but Jessica just laughed. "It's not like he'd ever leave me. He's too nice. Besides, if he does, I'll take half anyway." That was the moment I saw red. I calmly walked over to her, and the look on her face when she realized I had heard everything was priceless. She went pale, her eyes wide like a deer in headlights. "Oh, babe, I was just joking," she stammered, clearly panicking. I took a deep breath and said, "Oh, don't worry, I completely understand. But you might want to refresh your memory about something before making any big plans." She looked confused. I leaned in and whispered, "The prenup you signed before we got married? The one that ensures you leave with exactly what you came with? Yeah, you might want to start packing." Silence. Absolute, deafening silence. Jessica's face twisted in horror as the reality of the situation dawned on her. Her friends awkwardly shuffled away, not wanting to be part of the fallout. She tried to laugh it off again, but there was no coming back from this. I didn't cause a scene at the party. I simply walked away, called an Uber, and went home. When she stumbled in an hour later, she was suddenly full of apologies. "I didn't mean it. I was just drunk. You know I love you," she cried, clinging to me. But I wasn't hearing it. I told her that I'd be filing for divorce first thing Monday morning and that she needed to start packing her bags. She went through all the stages: denial, bargaining, anger, and finally, acceptance. When she realized the prenup was ironclad, the crocodile tears dried up fast. She tried to guilt-trip me, saying she had invested years into this marriage. I reminded her that so had I, except I had done it out of love, not greed. By Monday evening, she was out of the house. I made sure she got a reasonable settlement for anything we had acquired together during the marriage, but my pre-marriage assets? Untouched, just as the prenup stated. A few weeks passed, and I started to feel a mix of emotions: relief, sadness, and betrayal. I had spent years building a future with someone who never truly cared for me. Friends and family reassured me that I had done the right thing, but it didn't make the sting of betrayal any less painful. Jessica tried reaching out a few times, leaving long, emotional voicemails about how she had made a mistake and regretted everything. I didn't respond. The final straw was when she showed up at my office one day, claiming she wanted to talk. Security had to escort her out after she refused to leave. That was when I knew I had truly dodged a bullet. Since then, I've focused on rebuilding my life. I threw myself into my business, reconnected with old friends, and even started therapy to process everything. It's been a journey, but I'm in a much better place now. The moral of the story? Trust your instincts, protect yourself, and always have a prenup. AITA for kicking her out immediately, or should I have given her a second chance?